Now, another tricky to solve problem is what's currently going on with Wrath Classic pre-patch, because, wow, there are queue times. Yeah. They are essentially closing realms to, like, you know, new activity and stuff. It's crazy. And, of course, this also happened, like, in Labor Day.
Yeah.
For the States, which was like, you know, a holiday, so loads of people were logging in. I mean, look at this, you know, 14,000 people in queue, 343 minutes. That means, you know, you watch Return of the King Extended Edition, and then, you know, you need to dip into the special features in order to, you know, to let that happen. I just love the thing here. Character migration, change realm.
Yep.
But yeah, you know, 6-hour waits, people being hit with that.
Meanwhile, not a single queue ever in my Fresh Start realm in Europe.
Oh man, so what Blizzard have said here is reading forums, Reddit threads, Twitter comments. One thing that struck me is the sheer amount of misinformation or misunderstanding.
This is great.
Floating around. So I'm going to try to explain as best I can what we're doing now, where we're going, the state, the nature of stuff, provide a factual look. Please bear with me, this will be a very long post. But for your viewing pleasure, we have in fact TLDR'd it. Okay, so the opening statement. Server stability, it's their top issue. Surprise. It's what they're actively working on solutions on right now. They commented on the sheer volume of misinfo, misunderstanding floating around. Yeah, info spreads, it changes subtly as it spread, and suddenly it all gets a bit crazy. Now, we've got the effective closure of mega realms. So, character creation and incoming paid transfers have been disabled on EU and US mega realms. These are just the massive realms that people are flocking to. Yeah. And these will be, locked indefinitely. So I suppose until the problem has died down. And they say this was a difficult choice, but it needed to be done for the sake of stability and the sake of queue times. They were hesitant because, of course, they're worried about social circles in an MMORPG. But they said the situation has become completely untenable. So, I mean, shit, that must have got pretty bad. Now, free character transfers, those have been effective and successful in alleviating this issue so far. They need more players to utilize the free transfers and to move over to the lower pop realms, though, and more free transfers to lower pop realms will be made available over time. On the topic of layering, then, a lot of people would say, just add layering, bro. Problem solved. To which they've said, this actually won't magically solve it because these don't actually add capacity to the server. These things only alleviate congestion in densely populated areas. So the server pop cap is the same. It's just they can slice and dice how many instances of an area there are in order to manage the quantities of players. So they cannot increase capacity anymore without inviting additional and likely cascading failures to the service. So they are worried one thing goes down and oh shit, we have a crisis in our hands. There's no technology solution. There is no hardware solution to this. Oh man, the situation will not improve when Wrath Classic launches September 26th. It will only get worse. Damn. And like they've already launched Classic and TBC Classic.
Yep.
This is just the pre-patch.
Yep. Whew. I mean, Wrath was the biggest point in World of Warcraft's history.
Yeah,
that was the Liched King.
The Liched King was back.
That was him. It was Arthur himself was back. Like they tweeted or posted somewhere yesterday about 7 or 8 o'clock. The King returns. Very poor timing for anyone who was following British news yesterday.
That is up there with Crusader Kings 3 going on Steam sale at 6:30 p.m. For low pop servers then. According to their data, many of the low pop servers that have no queuing issues whatsoever have healthy and robust economies and enjoy hundreds of groups forming for dungeons and raids per day. These realms would have been full to bursting based on realm caps that existed as recently as 2014 in Modern WoW. The narrative these huge mega realms are the only viable place to play is just untrue, and we want to do everything we can to drive home the absolute fact that these are great places to play. Mm-hmm. Oh, social things. Like, even what the labeling of realms does. They say mid-pop, but relative to what? And then it turns out, like a mid-pop now is like bigger than a full server in actual Wrath.
No, just change just change how it says, right? Just change the literal definition. So it says, instead of low population realm, say comfy. Instead of mid, say active. And instead of full, say bustling. There you go. Sorted. Problem solved. All three of those are great.
Yeah, and for a mega realm, just say gridlock.
Yeah. Yeah, just say
Take the bypass.
Stay away. Don't come here, please.
Yeah,
Please.
so I just think that's an interesting thing, though, in terms of public perception.
It really is.
So in their closing remarks, they say that when these mega realms started to emerge last year, they were concerned about the impact that would happen. But they were very hesitant to take any heavy-handed action because, of course, it's an MMO. They don't want to break up social groups. But now, essentially, they've realized, like, this situation's fucked and it's only going to get worse if we don't do something right the hell now.
Yeah, which is at least they're trying to solve something.
So, of course, we're going to have some fun memeing. Some fun memeing going on. There's the full blue post. That is... Okay, so I love this.
This is great. This is great
So,
details to get.
concurrency relative to a full 2008 realm. 4x, 2.5x, double, 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 triple, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, double, double, double. Chunky.
Yeah.
Chunky, chunky, chunky.
Obviously, there's substantially less realms than there was in the past, so game's dead.
Man, data.
Yeah.
Data helps this shit, and I think the best thing that they could do to alleviate people's fears, because it's called Classic Wrath.
Yeah.
So, even if this was 1x, people should be happy enough. But yeah, actually just giving people that population data, I think is, that's good. That's good. So, damn, that's some crazy stuff. As you said, fresh start was fine. I guess this is just very much happening on those big mega realms.
Yeah, and that's just the problem they kind of have to deal with, where everyone's used to playing a game on like a big thing now. The idea of realms is such like a weird concept now. Even I guess it's for technical reasons a lot of the time, but I know Lost Ark's not actually that new compared to like the when it was launched, but I remember like opening Lost Ark and going, wait, the realms? Wait, what? Same on Diablo Immortal. I was like, what, the realms? What fucking year is this? Why do we have realms? Why do they exist? They don't really serve a substantial amount of purpose. Obviously, in World of Warcraft, there was like they'll stick to them because realm like reputations and population stuff. Even though that stuff's long dead, there's a little bit of that fantasy. But even then, when you're sitting there with 4 times allegedly a full Wrath realm, then how are you supposed to have identity if it's 4 times as big? When even like the biggest ones are a little bit kind of crazy there. It is pretty awkward. I don't know really what they can do about it. I do think splitting the servers a little bit more is probably healthier, but the problem they have with that is just fluctuation. That's always the problem they've always had is World of Warcraft at a stable population is a tiny fraction of World of Warcraft at its peak, which comes not even like its peak, but like regular peaks and troughs. So like now they have massive queues, but if they go, well, how do we solve that? Well, we'll have 1,000 different realms, and then we'll have 2 people on each server, and then it goes, oh shit, now there's 2 people on each, 2 people on each server. That's for everyone. Oh wait, now everyone's gone. Oh shit, now it's like dead. Every server we've made is dead, and then people transfer to the mega server, and that just keeps happening. So I don't know if they have to do something which is like they have to, I guess, just start hyper aggressively linking servers.
Yeah, or
something like that.
If they just say 2.5x is the cap, lower the cap, and slowly open up more servers, but then do that very slowly though.
Yeah, but that's the same problem where
the New World problem.
Like but
not as bad because of the economy stuff, but
but like you look at the player graph of World of Warcraft and it's always
Good duet.
Which always means is like it goes up there. You have to handle this amount of players, but then you have to orchestrate a system that'll handle this amount of players and also be comfortable for this amount of players. And it seems basically impossible until they do something really almost innovative in a sense. Because that problem exists kind of everywhere unless there's like I don't know, it's weird. Because I'm even thinking like FF14 hasn't run into this problem, but then it's a kind of different system overall in general. It's like the same fundamental system of realms and stuff, but it's less a problem because you've got like Party Finder and less world stuff to interact with people. So, and you've got like world transfer and or world travel and now DC travel and stuff like that. So it is interesting how you, yeah, I can't think of fucking fix. I'm not smart enough.
Well, they haven't solved it.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's their job. Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah. Yeah, like it's their job, and they are the people who are armed with data that actually understand the technical limitations. Because there probably are technical limitations and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going to give us a server engineer's explanation of the situation because, I mean, fuck, I wouldn't understand that shit.
Yeah. And I mean, Caligula says, you know, like, why are servers not just linked? And maybe that's the play where they just aggressively link servers after the big bubble spread everyone out like crazy and then aggressively link and just say, hey, these servers are being linked and this is how it works. Fuck you. Maybe, but then that's a weird thing where...
Fuck you, but yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, yeah.
This is how it works. Fuck you. You've caused us so much grief. Your incessant logging in.
Yeah. Why are you logging into our game? Go away.
I've been stuck in the server nerve center for 5 weeks and Bobby won't let me leave.
Everyone, you know what? It's actually, that's how to run a business. Like Black Books. Oh my God, what's the name of the show? Bernard. Like Bernard and Black Books. If anyone's watched it, or Dylan Moran's the main character, and he just hates his customers and gets them to leave. It's incredible. That's how it works. Just go, get away. Leave.
Trying to buy a book in my bookshop, that fucking cheeky.
Yeah, leave.
Oh, Black Books is great. That whole
good.
era of comedy. It's just great. It's good. Yeah, go watch Black Books. It's probably on Netflix. It is for us, but who the fuck knows who owns what where? If you're in America, you might need to buy
NordVPN/.
Yeah, you know, you can watch Irishman Dylan on BritBox.
Yep.
Wahoo.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Servers scuffed.
That's the news, man.
Will be scuffed for all time.